Hi everyone. I actually wanted to chat about an interesting topic today. I saw this image of this guy saying when your client asks if you can do it cheaper, and then you see the painting like half done or like half done in a different way. And I actually want to have a discussion about this, like, and to chat about like what does it mean? Like, if you pay less, does it impact the quality of the service of the product? And I actually shared it on different platforms, and I wanted to see what's the discussion that will come out of it. And it was so interesting to hear what different people think. But eventually, the main thing that came in common for most people was that, like, if you want something good, you really need to pay for this. Even from a side that, like, people were saying, when clients ask me to do it cheaper, I either say, okay, so I will reduce this and this and this, and then they regret. Or they say, like, I'm going to do whatever I can, but they don't work with the right mood. They don't work with the best materials. And eventually, one way or another, it does impact the quality. And I think that's why I really want to chat about it, because I think a lot of people, and, we always, especially as we start a journey and starting a business, we don't have a big budget. Basically, we most of us don't even have a budget, right? Because we either left our job, so there's no income. Maybe we do have some saving, or maybe not, but still, like, we cannot invest so much money or like on certain things. But the thing is that I want you to think about it from another perspective. Like, sometimes, when you look at things, there are certain things that you should invest it the money and find a solution to make it work. Because if you won't do it, you will find yourself stuck on certain points, right? And not moving forward as you wanted to. And I'll give an example. So, for example, if you want to get your business and grow your business, but you are not that person that will learn how to do certain things from like the different social media videos and stuff like this. You really need that person that will walk with you hand by hand, that will walk with you step by step, right? And guide you and support you. And sometimes even one meeting is enough. But what will happen is that a lot of time we will try to do it by ourselves because we're trying to save the money, but we don't get the results. And again, it's not for everyone. There are certain people that it will definitely work for them. But for a big percentage, I must say, it's not. And I can really see it with my clients and with my colleagues' clients and from different industries as well. So, you give it a try by yourself, but you're not. So basically, you wasted time, but nothing is moving. And then sometimes else what can happen is that you can take someone to advise you, but you took the one that you pay the least to, but you basically got not much. I won't say nothing, but you didn't receive much. And I must admit it, like, I also once paid for a course that I looked at the course and I watched it. I was like, really? Seriously? Did I just pay that amount for this? So it can also happen from the other side. And I think it's super important to remember. So yes, you can pay lower amount of money. So you pay like a lower price, but you can get something nice and okay. But on the other hand, you can pay something that it's a low cost, but get something in a low quality. But on the other hand, doesn't mean that when you pay lots of money, you will receive something big. But here, there is a thing that you guys need to remember as well when you try to position yourself and how much you are willing to pay or how much you are actually charging. And then I'll go back to the example that I've started about, let's say, finding someone to help you to grow your business. Is that I also know from certain clients that they went to someone because they thought like, okay, wow, if you charge like this and I saw him in this places, he must be amazing and good. And when eventually they came to the meeting, they received nothing. And they were so disappointed. And I think that's the main thing. Because, when you pay low amount and you did not receive the best result, you're okay with this. Because you say, that's what I paid for, right? If you will receive something amazing in that low amount, you'll say, oh, wow. And that person bought you. And you will want to work with them more and more, and you're going to be their best brand ambassador. On the other hand, if you pay lots of money, but you receive what you like nothing, or like not as much as you expected, you'll be so disappointed that you will never recommend that person. You will never want to work with your person. And that person's going to only, like, for the long run, can damage, right, their brand. Versus that if you pay a lot, but you do receive something and you receive a lot, then you will be willing even to do more than one consultation or more than one coaching session, because you can see it works. And I think that's the difference. And that's why it was also important for me to chat about it, because I want you to think about it from the side of, like, how do you want to position yourself, versus as well, when you looking for a certain service provider or product, check it out. And you know what? I'll give also like a stupid example from also like cost saving that people don't get, because a lot of time what happened, wherever we try to save money, at the end we pay not double, not triple, sometimes even way more than this, right? And I always like to give the example of the toilet paper, right? Because when you use the one ply, yes, you pay less in the supermarket, right? But when you go to do number two, you use like almost half of the roll, right? Because you're wrapping your hands so like with layer and a layer and a layer. Versus the two ply that you don't need so many layers on your hand, so you're basically using less. So if you look at it from a cost saving, you will use and pay less for the long run by using the two ply versus the one ply. And I think that's what happened also, like if you take again to that example of like consultation, coaching, all this type of services, right? You want to pay even, let's say, I'll say it in dollars. So I'll now just for numbers. So you prefer to spend, for example, $400 for one consultation meeting that will give you all the info you need, versus to pay for 10 meetings, $50, okay? Because for the long run, you will need more than one meeting, because you will not receive anything, but you do it because it's low cost, like, right? But in the long run, it's going to cost more. So I think it's a very interesting topic, and I really want you to start thinking about it also when you're looking for people you want to work with, and for the way you position yourself, right? So where do you want to position yourself? You know how much it's worth, right? Your service, your product. How much are you willing to lower the price down? And how it's going to impact the quality? And bear in mind that if it's impact the quality, is that what you're trying to say with your brand, right? Is that the message? Think about the disappointment, okay? Or maybe on the surprise, right? Like a good surprise. So think about it from that side. On the other hand, look at it from the side that when you search for a service provider or a product, don't always go to the cheaper solution, okay? Do your research. Check. Don't be even afraid to ask for like a 15 minutes chat just to get that understanding about the person. Maybe look at their reviews, ask their clients, get it. You know, don't be in a rush necessarily to spend too much money, but also don't be in a rush to save that much money. And again, I think it's something that you really need to check each and every case separately and understand it. But just bear it in mind, and I think that's why I really wanted to share this topic, because it was very interesting to see how people think about it. But eventually, as I said, like the one thing that came in common is that everyone pretty much agreed that expensive doesn't mean high quality, but also having a cheaper price or a lower price as well doesn't mean that it's going to damage the quality too much. But it also means that in certain things, you will not receive the exact results that you maybe wanted, but you will get somewhere in between. And you can see it again from different examples. If you go to a hair salon and you get someone to get you blonde, and then it becomes gray or green or whatsoever, and then you go to someone else, so you pay double the price because you paid now for the one that you didn't want to go from the beginning because it was too expensive, that eventually you did went to fix your hair, right? You can different from another example, a logo design, right? Do a logo with one designer that will make you something like that everyone can make. It doesn't going to look that professional, and eventually you're going to need to rebrand yourself to change your language, right? To change your brand identity to feed your brand. So it can be from different angles. So really bear in mind and think about it all the time. How do I want to position myself, right? As well to how much I want to invest in something, and is it going to give me the results I want to? And it's going to be worth it, right? And if it's going to be worth it for me saving that much money, or it's going to be worth it for me to spend that much money. And just for yourself, position yourself where you want to be, where you deserve to be. Don't let your fears, and that will be a different topic, but like, don't let your fears control you, right? Believe in yourself, trust yourself. You deserve it. You know how much time, money, effort, energy, whatever you do in your product, you spend. Include all of that when you do your pricing. And if people want to pay for your service, for this, because they know you, they want your stuff, that's what you need to get them to do. That's what you need to get them. You need to get them to know that you are that expert. You are their go-to person. And then no matter how much you're going to charge, they're going to come to you. And you will be surprised. I'm not saying you cannot give discounts and stuff, but you will be surprised. So really work on it from that side and think about it. Like, where do I want to position myself on the scale of the lower price to the expensive price? And as per my solution, what I'm offering, and as per to what I actually can deliver. Because if you want to deliver the results, you get the disappointment to be big, if not sometimes huge. And that can destroy your brand. So really think about it. And I hope you're going to be happy from the results, and from now on that you will pay attention for the small stuff, even when you go to buy a toilet paper, right? So hope I'll see you in my next podcast. Have a lovely, lovely, lovely day. Bye.